#1 Meat Playground versus Invictus Gaming. We'll check out whether or not the Chinese team can come over, win this NA qualifier, or if we'll see Meat Playground come in as we fix the audio.
Yeah, we got a little echo here for a time. We have the stream up somewhere? Where do we go? Where's the stream up? I don't know. Where the hell did the stream come from? I don't even have anything open. What oh, we had the VOD. Why did the VOD start playing? What the hell? Anyway, we got it. We got it fixed. All right, game number 1, Yorick, Jace, Vladimir being banned out by Meat Playground. Blitzcrank, TF, and Ezreal banned out by IG. So we've been seeing so much Ezreal play, especially here on the NA side of things, and we will not be seeing him. Yeah,
and again, Meat Playground, they do like playing Ezreal. You know, I'm not sure whether or not Altec, if Altec is the AD, I'm not sure if it's Altec or Roshan. You know, if they're the AD, then whether they would still play him, but probably would, because Ezreal is just completely ridiculously strong right now. And Meat Playground, they do grab the Nunu pick. So Shen is open. IG did, you know, leave it so that there were a couple of those strong picks left. So Meat Playground, they will be happy with that pick, but IG should be able to grab a couple of strong ones. They could grab an Alistar as well, but Skarner definitely works with what they're trying to do if they grab that Shen and that Skarner.
Yeah, and that's just a very brutal combo to even be starting off with. This, you know, Skarner for the initiation. You can get the Shen ult on top of them. But unfortunately, picking those two up first is very well decided. Okay, Shen's going top, Skarner's going jungle. There's not a whole lot of variation in that. Well, I say that now, and then IG's probably going to do something ridiculously crazy. You'll probably put like Skarner mid or something. That'd be hilarious to see. But going off of what I
actually remember the first week when Skarner was released, I think Hotshot played Skarner AP top, and he said that he countered some AP casters. But Skarner was underpowered at the time. They had to like hotfix him to make him better. You know, that's really not going to happen. We've seen Illusion. Skarner is the kind of jungler that Illusion likes to play. So he has the mobility, that single target pick off.
So just waiting for the picks coming in from Meat Playground. We already and still has yet to be determined where Nunu's going. Could be support, could be in the jungle. There is going to be the Corki pick up there, so he's going to be down there in bot lane and Sona. So it will be a jungle Nunu roaming on around, eating up those minions, trying to just make things a little bit more difficult for Illusion coming on in. And still, I mean, to have that slow and also to have the speed buff coming in from Sona should be a little bit more of a boon to get away from the initiation. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that IG will be the pressure that they'll be presenting here. But Leona, though, we've seen a little bit of Leona play earlier, and the Varus, interesting.
Ooh, I like it. It's giving me a little tingly with anticipation. The nice thing about the Nunu Sona combo is, like you said, the mobility, but also it works very well against mobility in melees like Skarner. Nunu can just completely provide that separation with his ultimate and just completely shut down any sort of initiation. Same thing with Sona. And so they can try and zone both Shen and Skarner in those fights. That'll be very nice. But right now, going with Varus, that's a very aggressive pick. And Varus is actually pretty strong right now. You know, I think if you actually, I was looking at the statistics the other day, and you see the big three, Ezreal, Corki, and Graves, and ranked, and how strong they are, but Varus is actually right beneath them as far as wins. And we've seen, like, Mono, they've run that Varus Morgana bot lane. You know, it's been very successful for them. But Meat Playground, they're going to go with kind of their standard kind of comp. So they have lots of AoE, you know, really nice initiation and pickoff potential.
So Morgana in the mid. You're going to have Malphite running the top lane, and it's just a matter of who's going to be AP here for IG, or actually not even AP. We've seen the previous matches before. We'll see who goes AD mid here for IG, or if they're actually going to be playing more of a traditional game. Mordekaiser being considered, Gragas being considered. So they're looking to push against Morgana, just trying to force Morgana to the tower, do what they can. Possibly going to be the Gragas here. He's going to be one of the more safe among the potential options.
And you could really run anything against Morgana. I would love to see the Evelynn. You know, AP Evelynn is a monster in the mid lane if they want to go ahead and do it. But we'll see what they're picking. Mordekaiser has been something that IG has run in the past. They probably won't run anything that unusual because Morgana is a very safe lane. Morgana, you know, can get kills in the mid lane, but usually she's pretty passive. If you're getting killed by Morgana, then you kind of made a mistake. So IG, they will run Anivia, and Anivia does give them a little bit more fight control. So Anivia has that wall off and everything to try and protect Varus, and that's the key, is, you know, protect Varus in the back line, not allow you know, Malphite in particular to get into range of Varus. But the most of the team for Meat Playground will actually have a difficult time getting into Varus. Like Morgana can maybe flash in, Malphite he could ult in, but other than that, there's not really any strong initiation to chase down Varus.
It's weird too because IG they're actually running something very similar to what they played against when they played against Ferris Game 2, because they also had the Varus with them, and it's weird. It's like
isn't that it though? Isn't that the only similarity?
Well, here's the thing though. But they have all of this stuff that chains together. You have the Varus ult, you have the Leona ult, you've got Shen and Anivia to combo everything together. And the majority of Mono's team that they had, they have the two critical parts.
They have
Morgana and Malphite
and Cat mid.
They had Cat.
So like the comp was around Morgana and Cat.
Ferris had Cat mid and Morgana support. But
right.
I'm talking about team fight control. I'm talking about ults.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of pressure around Varus, and Varus does have a lot of that damage. But I think the burst was a little bit stronger from Mono's team, but they do have that same kind of initiation. Leona can pick someone off and set up Varus to get those kills, or Varus could set up Leona. Either way around, that is kind of a similar thing to what Morgana brought as that support. Yeah,
it's just a matter of where the damage is going to be coming from, and hopefully Varus and Anivia will be able to provide enough to take the fights over, because you look at me Playground's team, you got the Morgana, you got the Malphite, you got the Sona. That is just pretty much all the initiation you need. And Corki definitely has the damage. He absolutely has the damage to take team fights and just spiral them out of control. It's just a matter of how it's going to stack up to Varus.
Yeah, no, that is going to be interesting to see, but I don't know. We'll see. X-Hazard, he does have that teleport, so that should be pretty exciting. And actually, if we can take a look at those runes and masteries, for Varus, probably going to be a standard AD. None of these champions are that unusual that we'll probably expect anything that off the bat.
Mana regen.
Yeah. So that is kind of interesting, because we have seen some of that in the past. With Fulai, he has actually run mana regen on Ezreal some, so that he can constantly have that spamming. So that should be pretty strong. But I don't know. It should be a pretty exciting game. Again, a lot of it's going to come down to the bot lane, and the kind of team that Meat Playground has. They can have the strongest initiation in the world, but you need to have the AD carry to follow up on it.
So, and for the most part, most of these runes and masteries are actually pretty standard fare. Nothing too unusual here. You're going to be running the movement speed and the attack speed on the Skarner. It's just pretty typical. 0.219. Going to be a very tanky Scorpion coming out of the jungle. Pobelter should be nothing too unusual here. You got some movement speed to help juke out. You got the mana regen. You get to sustain in lane. Just a little bit longer. 2109. All typical, pretty much going on in to this game. So yeah, Varus though. Yeah, Varus with the cleanse, going to be entering down that bot lane. That's just a very telltale sign that he's just going to be down there. He's not really looking for kills. He's just looking to farm. He's just looking to sustain. But they do have a teleport there onto the Malphite, and that can be very troubling, especially once he hits 6. It's like, hey, there's a team fight going on. I'm going to teleport down there. I'm going to use my ult, and it's going to be awesome.
And it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the cleanse is definitely going to be very strong, considering that Meat Playground, is going to be looking for those pickoffs. So we'll have to see how that kind of works. That is going to be kind of the weakness of Leona, is the fact that she doesn't have any sort of escapability. Same thing with Varus. So if Malphite does look for that initiation, if he does find his way down bot, or, if anyone does, like Morgana, if Pobelter comes down there, they're not going to really have a good means of disengaging. So they're going to need to keep up a lot of, good map control, good ward coverage around the bot lane in order to keep themselves pretty safe. But I don't know. We'll have to see, how that's going to factor in. They do have a really strong team. If Varus gets off to a good start, and if Varus is able to snowball, then it's going to be almost impossible for Meat Playground to get in range of Varus in order to take her down. And Varus does have very strong damage. And then another strength of IG is they have great tower diving potential. When you consider the Shen, Skarner, and Leona, all three of them, they can dive, try and pick up kills. Shen will have the backup, and very easily, they can put a lot of pressure on Meat Playground.
I'm going to be keeping a little bit more of an eye here on Fulai there in the bot lane, because we've mentioned this before. We've mentioned the ping disadvantage, and a big part of Varus's kit is just to get those arrows off. And it's going to be very interesting to see how he leads those shots, how he times those.
It didn't seem to affect his Ezreal, though.
It really didn't, but it's still like something to take a look at and something to observe.
Yeah, no, that is kind of a concern. Skill shots are usually the difficulty, but he's not shying away from those champions. So he's comfortable with it. It is a slight delay. It gives Meat Playground a little bit of an advantage, but if he's comfortable with running it, then by all means,
might as well. Yeah,
again, Ezreal, he has the same issue, but Varus, it is a little bit more compounding because if you miss your skill shots, then you don't have an arcane shift to get away and not kill yourself.
Yeah, that is one of the big weaknesses, is that there's escape options. Well, none. Really. Yeah, unless Zhao's going to be sticking by pretty close to the AD. You can still have those stuns. You still have the ultimate if need be, but yeah, for the most part, hence why the cleanse is such a good idea in this situation. Everyone's getting a little bit of vision where everyone is. Pobelter got some of a sneak preview here of what's to come. IG, you got 3 members here waiting on in, taking defensive position by the blue buff. You got mutual warding here over by IG's Wraiths. PD sticking up there, top lane, top tri-brush. X-Hazard's not too far away. You got more of a point defense coming in here from Meat Playground, and Pobelter still just looking to peek out, see what more information you can get, but it's a good, safe assumption based on what Pobelter's seen before that IG is in this area, and indeed they are.
Yeah, so they will be very safe. I'm kind of curious whether or not we'll see Altec and Roshan go for the golems down bot to get a little bit of an early advantage. And that will be actually very strong if they do that. So that is kind of that blue versus purple imbalance, in some situations of the map. But they're going to have to watch out because they actually might go to engage this. And they don't want to allow an early level advantage to Meat Playground in that bot lane because we've seen how aggressive they are. And if they're behind at all, they could fall a little bit behind. Does that ward actually see the Wraith camp? They could steal the Wraith, though. It does not. But actually, Varus, he could queue over the wall.
But it doesn't see the blue.
Yeah,
it doesn't see the creamy center.
But they're going to pick it up. They're going to pick it up anyway. So Varus takes a little bit more damage. If you can get that ward over the wall where it actually sees the blue, you can steal it without taking any damage, or very minimal, but still, Varus took almost no damage, and Varus is actually ahead right now in experience. If you get the blue Wraith, then you're ahead from getting the mini golem. So you see he has slightly more than Corki, which is going to allow him to hit level 2 first, but unfortunately, Sona did zone him off and then dropping a ward, so he's missing out on some CS, and as a result, Altec is in a great situation here because he's going to hit level 2 before Varus is, and that's going to deny some of that aggression from IG. Skarner did leave up his smite though, so he can get some quick jungling speed going.
Nunu, he's looking on in for the invade. The ward will ping him out. He does have blue buff, but there was vision, so he just comes in, doesn't go for the consume. He just smites the blue wraith over the wall, and he's going to retreat back to his own jungle and continue his path. Notice this again from Zhao. He's been doing this pretty much nearly every game. No leading off with a fairy charm, 5 wards to pot, which is very interesting, and I love that kind of early play.
Yeah, he really likes getting out a lot of that early ward coverage. So I think they saw Morgana, Pobelter, he saw Leona in the beginning. So they were able to see in the beginning that he had so many wards. So as a result, NK Inc., he actually recognized it. He knows they're going to be really aggressive with warding, so I'm not going to do any risky play counter jungling right off the bat. He steals the blue Wraith, and that sets Illusion a level behind going into red, which means that it takes him a little bit longer to take red. It's a little bit, he loses a little too much health, a little bit too much mana, which is actually protecting his top lane and protecting his mid lane from those ganks. But we'll see how they continue to counter out that coverage.
And right now, bot lane is, in terms of CS, is getting quite rocked. It is it's doubled. Altec has actually doubled the CS right now on full eye. They have pushed the wave to the tower, so it's going to be slightly easier, but still, there's just so much pressure coming in from Meat Playground, from the 2 subs of Meat Playground at that already here in the bot lane.
Yeah, and naturally Varus will catch up as he clears some of those creeps down at the tower, but it can deny a little bit. And actually, Nunu is coming in for PDD. He will really run up NK Inc. He will be able to get the slow, but the taunt is just too fast. So he's going to get some nice damage on the PDD, be able to zone him a little bit, but not really, anything that significant.
Yep, NK Inc. just getting a little bit harassed. Another snowball brings PD down to about half, and then he's satisfied with that. He's going to back off. Illusion is also making his way on up, but it seems the party's a little bit over. He's just going to swing back around, grab the small golems.
I do love that pink ward, though, from Sona early on.
Absolutely.
And you pointed it out earlier when Sona was using it to kill the ward. The little exclamation at the very least, but it helps protect against Leona because Leona needs that brush control. But Varus jumping in for this kill, and actually Corki is crushing Fulai right now. The cleanse, but one more attack. He gets the Valkyrie, picks it up. Can he get the double? He's very close. Xiao Xiao has to get the flash, and there it is.
Very well done. Double kill to start things off for Altec down in the bot lane. Illusion is also camping up here. Top lane going on, and there is the taunt coming in from PD. Illusion from the brush, looking for the slow. Flash is still available. Xyzer using it to get to tower. He's still ignited. Will it be enough? It looks like it. PD grabbing the kill top lane, looking to spiral that one out of control. So top lane's looking good for IG. Bot lane's looking good for Meat.
Skarner is just one of the best junglers to gank under tower and tower dive in the game. So that's something that you can see. I mean, Skarner's early damage is really phenomenal. Once you get in range, the slow is very strong.
If he can get this.
I really doubt it, but that would be such a hero move. He's at least going to force him back.
The minions are nearby. He could consume one for a little bit extra health, but no, it's too risky. 200 health is just a little bit too much to have at this point in the game if you're in a situation like that. So Nunu, NK is just going to back off. PD, he is forced to back. We'll buy that. We'll buy the Heart of Gold for start off with those GP10s. A few more potions. He got a ward too for some extra coverage because that's what he's been seriously lacking down there, up in the top lane. No ward coverage. So now he's going to look and fix that.
Yeah, and we'll be able to see, what NK Inc. can try and do to keep an eye on Skarner, because that's going to be really important. They don't have any wards right now. They, the only one with any in the inventory is Malphite, so he's going to be able to get one down there. Fulai actually chasing after Altec, and that Xiao Xiao, he does get in range. He gets the stun, the Valkyrie out of there, so he will have that distance, but Roshan's in a dangerous situation as well. And at the very least, IG's in a situation where they can zone this lane now. They're going to pick up a little bit of an advantage, or at least come back into the lane after the early advantage that Corki was able to grab.
Nice ward from Illusion. He's going to be right there on time when the blue buff does respawn. For me, Playground maybe looking to start something there when Pobelter will inevitably come on down to try and take that. But NK Inky is here in the bot lane. The ward in the brush does spot him out. And there when a minion follows you into a bush, it's like, oh, now it's warded. Oh, now I know why.
Yeah, so they are keeping themselves safe while being very aggressive. They have, the nice ward coverage. And that's why, we see Xiao Xiao, he does like taking the number of wards in the beginning. He likes going with those 5 wards, like you said, because he wants to know when they push up, they're always going to have more wards to drop and keep themselves safe. And it's really just astounding, a testament to, their aggression that they were able to beat Corki and Sona when Corki had the early phage. So Corki had the phage, and yet they still were able to push them back and almost kill them when Varus only had the Dorans. And that kind of hyper-aggression, we've seen it work out for IG in the past.
Illusion spending just so much time in this brush, waiting for when Morgana will actually come on over. The blue has respawned.
Once he just might steal it.
Doubled on back. He could. He very well could. Or he's not 6 yet. He can actually not get the impale onto Pobelter this moment. But Zitai is also nearby. Blue has been started. NK, he's
going to get it. NK Inc. isn't going to smite it because he's holding it for Morgana. Oh, the easy steal for Illusion.
Wow, very well done.
Really nice job there.
Very well done from Illusion to grab that blue. I'm sure NK Inc. is just like smacking himself on the head, like, I can't believe that. Can't believe it. X-Hazard, we're seeing him chunked out here pretty hard by Shen now in top lane. Now that everyone's starting to gain up in the levels, and he's leveling up the Q first to do a little bit extra damage, but X-Hazard, he's still got some of his own. He's looking for the GP10 build first also. So starting off with that Philo Stone.
Oh, Nunu, he's going in for the blue. He's being very aggressive, but Sona is actually fighting with Varus, and there's the pull onto NK Inc. right back into Z-Type, but Morgana is here as well. They could force a fight. Pobelter walking up. If he can get this, he will have his ultimate and chase into Illusion, and they do think they have enough damage to take out that Shen. The ultimate will come in. Illusion just barely dying, and actually Malphite was able to stop that Shen ultimate, but Xiao Xiao will go down as well. They can chase down Fulai, try and pick him up underneath the tower, but it seems they will back off and pick up their 2 kills. Really great play. X-Hazard almost dying, but he was able to cancel that Shen ultimate. That would have actually saved Skarner.
And Petey's actually still very weak. Flash coming on in with the taunt. Will not be enough, though. Nice shield will protect from the minions, and PD picking up that kill there in the top lane. But while all that's going on, you still have a lot of IG out of position. Nearly all of them are back at the fountain, and this is perfect time for me Playground to swoop on in, take this dragon, and get out. And when this dragon falls, which there he goes, there's a nice 2K lead here for me Playground on the 10th minute.
Hey, the early aggression's working out for
There
the
you go.
playground, and you know, that's why they really need to get those wards out. When Illusion came and stole that blue, that's so easily countered by early ward coverage. When they know that IG, they are incredibly aggressive. Illusion, a lot of times, he just roams around looking for constant ganks and constant invasions. Like we've seen, he's not someone who likes, you know, farming into those gold pretends. He just likes getting as many ganks off early on as he can. So ward coverage completely counters that. If you have vision of Skarner, you can take advantage of that. But so while they don't have that vision yet, they have started to buy some wards. They can start getting that. But getting over at the blue as a team was a really nice play by Meat Playground. It worked out for them very well.
And I can understand what IG is trying to do. It's like, hey, you know, we've frustrated them. We've taken their blue. In order for them to keep up with us, they still need a blue buff. So the next logical point is, well, they're going to come to ours. And they were semi-prepared for it, but I don't think they were expecting that much damage coming in. Po Belter with the shield going to be keeping off some of the chill that Z-Tai is bringing there in the mid lane, but they also did attempt for the kill, use the ignite on the Po Belter. And he is very low at the moment. A little bit of burst from Anivia will be more than enough to get that kill. So hold on to that blue buff a little bit while longer, Po Belter.
Oh, but Skarner chasing down Sona in the bottom lane, almost getting in range. He had the red buff. If he had gotten her, then she was dead. But
yep.
We'll use that Oracle to clear out some of that vision.
I am a little concerned here from Xhazard in the top lane because he has been starting to...
Anivia stole a Wraith from Morgana over the wall. Did she get it? I think she did. Almost killed Po Belter as well. Really nice job.
Yep. So you got Shen actually picking up a lucky pick. So there's the GP10 war happening there in the top lane. Xhazard is going to be backing, getting his Heart of Gold, and there was a point in time when Xhazard, he was a little bit far behind. He's actually still quite far behind, and PD does have 2 kills on him. That's essentially about 40 creeps if you do the math, and that's the thing too. When you're able to get the GP10 items a little bit quicker, that does supplement your income a little bit more. Mm-hmm. In all that time when your lane opponent is trying to pick up theirs. Yeah,
and we've seen the cages pick on Shen in the past. You know, the gold pretend, like you said, is really nice, but it gives you a little bit more harass. He does have abilities that scale with AP. It's not the most significant scaling. It's really just there for gold pretend. So he's planning on sitting top for a long time. But I think it's really cool that, you know, I was just thinking about it. Z-Tai is also running a skill shot champion. I mean, Anivia, you know, she has high base damage, but Froggen, the reason that he's always been, you know, able to go the build that he has is because he says, hey, I land all my Flash Frost. That's all that matters with Anivia. If you land it, you're good. If not, you suck. But so you know, he will be very strong. He's 90 CS right now. Malphite with the ultimate on the Fu Lai, and they will pick that kill up. Actually, the Varus counter initiation, they don't quite have this here.
A little bit too hasty there from Xhazard, trying to find something that wasn't Roshan, getting caught on the tail end of that Leona ultimate. Illusion still wants to get some of this damage, looking for the Qs onto Sona and backs off at the very last possible second, taking a tower shot on the way. And PD with that shield, that was way too deep beyond the tower to try and die for something like that. That's massive misplay from Xhazard.
Yeah, and Shen does counter out that aggression pretty well, but you know, it's worked so far for them. You know, that can be an issue with Meat Playground's play, is if they because they're trying to be so aggressive, if they make any mistakes like that. But we'll see, you know, how that factors in later on. He's not going to usually duel with Shen, and they almost picked up the kill on Varus, and that would be huge. I mean, if they did, then bot would be completely snowballed. But you know, now all of a sudden, Corki's summoners are down. They're, you know, kind of back to square one, even with the early advantage that Corki has, 3-0 over Varus. Varus is still very much in this. So we'll have to see, but Varus actually only going with attack speed with the Zeal as opposed to, you know, that damage, as opposed to any AD items. And Varus does have really nice ability damage, so, you know, you can use that early game. You get a couple of procs of your W, then you proc it with your E or your Q to, you know, just burst someone down. So we'll see how that works. Ooh, Skarner coming in mid, though.
He's chilling. He's just waiting for his opportunity to get the pull on to Po Belter. And Po Belter, and his shield is up. Not sure how much of a big deal is going to make here. Waiting for his shield to go down. Illusion, actually the Impale is actually still down for Skarner, so he's not going to be able to use it. And both junglers also do still have their oracles up, still looking to get the counter warding done. I'm surprised NKing actually didn't double back to get the one on the tri-ramp. You got the blue buff being pinged out here from IG. Illusion going to be starting on that, and Nivea come in for the pickup. But you do have NK Inc. recognizing, hey, it's about that time. They were in the area when the buff went down, so they did have it on the timer. They do know, nearby Zhao, there's a ward beyond the forest wall. NK Inc. with that nice wall from Zitai. Hopefully they'll be able to secure this, but bot lane, there's not the bot lane support that they had last time, and Nivea will be able to grab that Illusion, picking up the ward afterwards.
Yeah, that is going to help her mid lane a lot. You know, she will have that nice farm coverage, but already going with the Chalice and the Catalyst as well. So not really that blue dependent like Anivia usually is, so she'll be pretty safe there. But we'll see how that factors in. Both junglers do have that Oracles, so they've been able to counter out a lot of these wards. Pinks as well going down from Meat Playground in the bottom lane, but they do have Skarner en route, so you know we'll see how they play against that.
Yeah, Illusion, his Impale is now back up, waiting for the red buff to actually pop back up here on the side of Meat Playground. And Altek and Roshan, they're feeling a little bit more confident here. They do ping out Skarner, they do know he's there. He's going to be taking out that pink, taking a missile to the face also as he's retreating. So I think, yeah, Meat Playground will be a little more defensive here, knowing that the Scorpion is not too far behind. Pillbuilder also looking to survive there in the mid. And man, PD just he's got a 2-level lead on X-Hazard now. This is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and part of it is that X-Hazard wasted a little bit of time heading down bottom to try and get that gank. His teleport is up, so he could come in for here. NK Inc., they will quickly drop Leona with the ultimate as well, and then force back Fulai. So really nice job. The Dragon is up, so they can pressure that. Skarner's up near the top. They don't know that right now, but even so, they know that they have an advantage, and they know that Malphite's teleport is up. So at the very least, at very worst, it's a 4v5.
Yep, NK Inc. with the ward, and then joining the rest of the team as they go for the Dragon. Should be another easy, relatively easy pickup here. There is no vision in the area by IG. Skarner's actually preoccupied their top lane. So there you go, another Dragon for Meat Playground is a
they're going
steady
for
3K lead. That Tri-Brush is warded, but it's a little bit too late. Nice ult and follow-up from Shen. They still may be able to capitalize something here. You got the taunt coming in. The Nunu is trapped under tower range, but you got the ult coming in from Sona. PD's very low. The Ignite's on him also, but you got the teleport in from Malphite to get the ult down on the full eye, and you will secure that one. All 5 members of Meat Playground here in the bot lane. Very well done, very well coordinated. You didn't get everything you want, but you got the AD down and you forced PD to back.
And that almost worked out for IG. Fulai was actually able to dodge that Sona ultimate as well. So I was excited. I was hoping they'd be able to turn that around. But everyone going down bot, and they didn't get the tower because Nivea was able to go there. So Skarner, as a result, he gets a little bit of a counter push going. He's able to farm. It is in Meat Playground's favor, so they are able to continue the snowball that they're looking for. And that's kind of what we've seen from Meat Playground in the past. They like grouping up as a team. They like forcing fights where they can pick people off and then try and snowball off of it.
Yep. My only thing is I think they could have gotten that kill without X-Hazard having to burn his teleport in, but still it's something minor.
Safe.
It's safe. It's a safe option. It's really what it is. Pillbuilder looking for more aggression there onto Illusion in the mid. You still have that Oracles on. You also got Leona laying in wait. Zhao not too far behind. Ward there. Whoa, just a little tiny bit. Little bit. We'll be catching her in the lane.
Yeah, just a sliver, but they will be able to follow her.
Yeah.
So just a few wards. We've seen kind of meager warding from Meat Playground, but it's been enough. And actually, Pillbuilder taking some damage from Zitai, but turning it around with the bind, with the ultimate as well, will be able to burst it down to the egg. Doesn't have the follow-up damage to take her down. Yeah. However, it does set them up for later. Yeah,
just getting the egg off is sometimes more than enough when you actually go in for the gank on Anivia, because it forces the Anivia to play a little bit safer in lane. You're not going to see them as aggressive until the egg actually comes back up. So a little bit more room made for Pillbuilder there in the mid lane for the next 4 or 5 minutes or so. PD still getting aggressive on X-Hazard in top lane, still has a 2-level lead, still pushing everything to the tower, but I like X-Hazard's play here because look at the tower is still in mint condition despite all this pressure.
Yeah, but not just a two-level lead, a 50 CS advantage for PDD.
Yeah.
So, that's really devastating. And along with all the gold pretends he does have, they counteract the gold pretends onto Malphite. So that's going to be really tough to deal with. Shen late game can be an absolute monster. I'm curious whether or not they'll have enough damage to take him down along with the rest of the team and how tanky they are. But we'll have to see how that factors in. I'm kind of curious if X-Hazard's actually going for a Haunting Guise, because that's what it's looking like. It might be something else, but if he's going for that really aggressive burst damage build, that would be kind of exciting to see that, you know, Meat Playground, they want this really aggressive build to just instantly win mid-game fights. It will drop off a little bit. If they don't win those mid-game fights, they're going to be a little bit weaker later in the game. However, because they're already really deep late, they should be okay.
Shirley is being popped. There is the Impale onto Roshan there in the bot lane with the Leona ult to follow it up. You try the Sona ult just to get him stunned, just to clear a little bit of room, but will not be enough because everyone, you were surrounded. And there's no way you can get that ult to hit everybody in that short of time. Nice kill on bot, and IG with all this pressure, they're looking to take out the bot tier 1. They should be able to get it. Ztai was contesting the race with NK Inc., but a nicely timed smite will secure it. And IG taking down the first tower of the game. The tier 1 in bot following up on that Sona kill.
Yeah, and they are at the point in the game where snowballing those turrets can help them out a lot. And it's kind of interesting that with all these fights, neither team until now has really pressured those turrets yet. They've been leaving them up, been comfortable with the late laning phase that allows for those ganks. And actually, Nunu is coming up top for PDD. I don't know that they have the damage, though. I mean, he's such a beast with that Sunfires. He does kind of miss the taunt, but even so, it's going to be pretty tough taking him down.
Oh, nice interrupt on the ult. He will not be getting out of this one. The shield is going to be a bit too much.
Missed the
fail flash. Attempted over the wall.
It's the longest gank ever, though. 2
huge missteps from PD, and he granted he got out managed to waste the Malphite ultimate on him, and NK Inc. very good restraint, just didn't use the ultimate at all. Realizes that there's still a good opportunity to be using it, and then the fail flash happened. It's like, oh, what's happening? Illusion being caught out here. Pobelter with the ult. The second part will get the stun. NK Inc. does again. Not even bothering with the ult, doesn't even need it. Nice kill on Skarner there into top. Looking to defend the tower, but no, you will not get there. And look at all the damage. Altec, rare with the tower down bot lane. The tier 1 is now gone. It looks like the tier 1 in top may also go down here with a little bit more pressure.
Though. Anivia is down there, and Leona as well, and Altec, he needs to Valkyrie over the wall, but there's the Leona ultimate with the Anivia wall. The Flash Frost, they pick up the kill very quickly on Roshan. So, you know, a little bit too aggressive. He was trying to ward up in the blue. They were really, you know, pushing far forward, but they didn't have the vision mid, so they missed Anivia coming down. So they do go down, but the Oracles was down in that Skarner kill, and that is absolutely huge.
That is huge.
So, you know, not just a 4K gold advantage for Meat Playground, 5K with that turret. If they can finish it, one more minion attack, almost picking it up.
22 health on the turret,
so
damn.
You're almost getting the turret. They will have it shortly, but they also got the Oracles. So that's absolutely devastating to Skarner. He didn't actually rebuy, I don't think. Check him real quick.
He did not.
So, yeah, he didn't rebuy. So they are going to miss out on some of that map control.
So with that, we're on the 22nd minute here. It is a good 3.5K lead for Meat Playground. And I gotta say, you know, statistic-wise, going into this game, this is a little bit unheard of to see IG behind at this point. They're at no point dangling and struggling to hang on to the ropes, but it is somewhat of a large inconvenience as we're now starting to head into the mid game. The one thing IG still has, they do have a ridiculous Shen who's managed to get a few levels up on top of Xhazard, but following the kills that happened in their top lane, Xhazard has actually done a pretty good job to catch up. Dragon is back up. IG, they have started it, but Malphite is still there in the top lane with the teleport available. He's actually using it inside the Dragon Pit. PD is going to try and keep him occupied.
Perfect ultimate.
Nice ultimate coming in. Nice Leona ult. Getting stun on most of Meat Playground. Here comes the Sona to follow up. There's the Malphite ultimate to get the kill. Onto Skarner. Full Eye's got nowhere to go off that. Zhao to follow there. Double kill for Xhazard. Flash over the wall to get the slow down onto Ztai to find the follow-up on it. Pobelter being chucked out huge, but there is the egg. It is back up, but you are surrounded. Get scrambled. Nice job on Meat Playground. 4 for free, and they can still swoop in and grab the dragon if they want.
Yeah, so they will grab that mid tower and then transition down to the dragon. I don't think they have quite enough damage for the Baron at this point, but you see Shen is still full health. They did a great job ignoring him. That's the most important thing for Shen right now. They're going for 2 towers mid, so they know how important it is to get off those early tower pushes. And you know, it is wild before that fight how well IG has been to keep this game very close. They're actually kind of in a dangerous spot here, though, because it's 23 minutes in. That means that IG, they actually have enough damage to take down Baron. And Meat Playground, they're a little bit low, and they're going for Dragon. So if IG can force a really good fight here, they actually might be in a situation where they can sneak that Baron.
They still have a whole bunch of ults up. IG, they still have the Impale available, forcing the flash out of Illusion. Shen going down on this guard. NK Inc. with the ultimate to keep him slow just for a little bit, but the taunt will keep him out of there. X-Hazard way deep, wants the kill onto the Scar, but will not get it. He will just skitter away. PD will get caught, though. You got a little bit of help from Varus, but it is not enough. Add on top of that another kill for Meat Playground. So just off the past 2 minutes, 5 kills plus Dragon plus 2 towers.
That game just hit the tipping point. And
yeah, that was it.
IG, for the longest time, it was wild to think that Meat Playground was ahead by turrets and 2 dragons and 8-5.
And now,
still IG was almost neck to neck with them. It was only a 3K gold advantage. Now it's a 10K gold advantage, and Meat Playground is in a dominant position there. And that last fight, IG, they thought that they had to pressure it, but they didn't quite have the CC. And the bigger issue was that Fu Lai was split from the team. He went around the bot lane, whereas the rest of the team came from the mid lane, which meant that he was separated by the wall. He wasn't able to get any damage at all, and they had no damage. They kind of just ran in, used a couple of abilities, walked out, and realized, oh wow, we're screwed. But Meat Playground really in a great position here to continue to press this game home.
Yep, and I can understand the mentality behind IG's decisions. Like, hey, we still have Skarner ult. We still have Shen ult. I think we can make something work here. You know, Varus, be safe. You'll be on the other side of blue buff. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. You can still get all the damage you need to. And Illusion's out. That was pretty much it. He just chunked out way too much where he could not stick in the fight and do what he needed to do. And Shen got caught, and it was just a bit of a disorganized mess coming in from IG. Pobelter very brazenly going right on into the bush, still has a shield, may actually still get the damage that he needs to, but the Hourglass going to pop into that man. Illusion with the ult down, and Morgana still somehow living, and the Leona's actually going to go down first. How did Pobelter live off of that? Illusion going to be slowed. Altec right out in front. Malphite with more than enough damage.
What a beast.
What is going on with Pobelter today, man? He is out for blood.
Yeah, and that's what we see every single time he plays Morgana. He goes for those really aggressive engages. We saw a 1v4 quadra kill from Pobelter the other night. And you know, that's what happens when he has that Morgana. But being this far ahead, it doesn't help things. And one nice thing that Meat Playground had already done to set themselves up, that previous fight that they had won, rather than taking Dragon right away, they took the 2 turrets because they know Anivia's always good at stalling Malphite with the initiation, but they will back off. So he really just zones them for that free inhibitor. But they know how strong Anivia is at stalling the game. And Anivia, you know, we've seen games where Anivia will stall for a half hour or so. She can stall forever. So Meat Playground, they're taking the turrets when they have the opportunities. They're pushing very aggressively, and you know, IG, it's preventing them from stalling out this game.
Inhibitor now down in mid for IG. Shen PD was looking to do the best he can, pushing the top lane. He did get 1 tower to his credit, but the tier 2 is still near mint condition. You got the bind from Pobelter down onto Illusion. As he's coming down the tri-ramp, it is still warded, and there is still no Oracles rebought for Invictus Gaming. Pobelter is still worried, though. I mean, he could still get caught. He does have the ult back up. He did it at level 16. The level 3 ult coming in for the Morgana at the next team fight. Corki's down bot lane. He's pushing that up. X-Hazard did back. What is he picking up? He's got the Randuins and the Sunfire, in addition to the Haunting guys that you were mentioning earlier. So not only do you still have quite a bit of Magic Pen in there, you have the massive, massive tank that you need to sustain these fights.
And the cool thing about it is he knows that he needs to take down Varus. IG's team is built around Varus dealing damage. It's built to protect Varus. That's what Anivia is for the most part, pick people off and set them up for Varus kills. And Varus, any AD carry at this point in the game, you need to go head on into damage. You can't stop to get any magic resistance. You can't buy those defensive items early on. And having that, you know, Magic Pen on Malphite, if he's already going to be diving onto Varus, it's just going to allow him to burst Varus down that much quicker inside the ultimate, try and pick up those kills.
NK Inc. surfing around the Baron pit just to make sure there was no ward coverage. And he waited for a second. There's the ward. So now IG knows that Baron has been started, but it's already down to past half. Meat Playground there taking this down very quickly. I don't think IG is going to be here in time to take care of all of it. You got the Shen ult going down onto Illusion as he's trying to get out of the sticky situation. He's praying for himself. Sona ult coming on in, keeping Skarner still, and that is a nice kill for NK Inc. You got Varus with the ult down onto NK Inc. in the bush. Going to follow it up to 2x Hazard. Now looking to engage behind the Z-type. He has readjusted himself. Zhao now out alone in that sort of force.
No,
and
the Nunu!
Got the Nunu ult coming down in from the bush. Very well done by NK. Exciser still looking to pursue, wants to kill onto that bird. He is in the mood for chicken tonight, but Altec will get the egg. Z-Tai will not be living, will not be reviving off this. NK will look to help, and nice double kill for Altec. And once again, the Shen stands alone.
Oh, that was a brutal fight for IG, and they were trying to, you know, do what they could. It was a desperation kind of fight. They desperately needed a ward in that bush. They needed Leona or someone to drop a ward in that bush, because Varus 2 times in that fight walked into the bush. And I don't know if, I'm assuming that was a delay issue. Like, that's, you know, when you look at ping, that looked like Varus just right-clicked into the bush and, you know, didn't get the attacks or something. She lost vision of someone as they went into the bush, because we saw twice Varus walked right into it. They do pick up the Nexus very quickly,
well
though. Not enough time for IG to come back. So Meat Playground is able to take the advantage. And the double Nexus explosion with the kill, with the surrender. Really nice play for Meat Playground.
Fantastic. I was you see, now that 8-1 bet's actually looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, it is.
I'm tempted.
You know, whoever grabbed that, I was tempted.
Who's got the proxies? I need to make a bet.
I was tempted to put money on IG earlier, but you know, obviously as the non-biased caster, we can't, you know,
well,
dip into the.
Well, then I guess
fruit.
we'll just have to put money on both.
Yeah. Well, by all means, AJ, go talk to
I'm not a very good
bookkeeper
gambler,
or something,
if you can't tell.
and try and put money on both. They will be more than. I mean, you can hedge your bets sometimes, but that would be like halfway through the game they change the odds on you, and you're like, okay, now I'm putting money onto Meat. But
yeah, but look at the gold. Look at all the gold that Meat Playground has managed to get for himself. 12K on the Corki.
And IG outfarmed them.
They did.
I mean, that was IG kept the game so even for the longest time because they were able to outfarm them. But Meat Playground kept on pressuring it. They kept on forcing those fights. And really, they got bot fed. They got Corki to 9-0 and 6 end game. They got him to an advantage over Varus, which is so key against IG.
And both of these teams, the big centerpieces were both of the ADs. You had Corki getting fed, and you had Varus trying to just catch up what he could after trying to deal with all of the early aggression down there in bot lane. And then even then, you look top lane, X-Hazard was down. He was down. He was depressed for quite a while, and it showed that in the farm. It showed that in the levels, and for nearly the entire game, even at the end, actually,
he wasn't farming well because he was depressed.
He was depressed because he wasn't farming well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then the team fight started happening. The teleports started coming in. The money ultimates on the back line started happening. And granted, yes, X-Hazard still actually ended the game behind an experience. But the gold speaks to it, and the team fight presence of Malphite comes in there also.
And Malphite doesn't really need that much gold or experience. You know, Haunting Guys is an early game item. It's very cheap. It helped them out a lot. Hey, snowballing from those fights and those team objectives, that was great. And so, recognizing, all right, you can skip out on a little bit of that CS, skip out on a little bit of that laning, get a little bit more team fight control going on. That team gold allowed him to get really deep into his item build, regardless of how he did in lane. So, that's fine. It worked out very well for them.
Yep.
They put their, faith into Altec. They put their faith into him to carry as AD. He pulled through. So, that worked for them perfectly in game one.
And the best thing I like about Altec's build too, you see the Phage, you see the Zeal. He had the money. It was like, I could finish Trinity, or I can guarantee my damage in the middle of these fights and not get CC'd by getting the QSS. And he picked up the QSS. He lived through those fights, did not die a single time this game. Good call on that. And now I'm wondering if they might just want to make these subs permanent for game 2 and 3. Ouch. We'll see. We'll see in a minute. We'll see in a minute.
He said it, not me.
I did say it.
Go Meat Playground. Light Sludge and the other guy. I really need to remember his name. I'm trying to think. Yeah, but we'll see if they're back in here.
Yeah.
And if they can play a good game number 2.
We will be back in a little bit for game number 2 while we're on commercial. IGN.com/IPL5. If you're thinking about coming to the live show at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, the official home of the IPL, you might want to get your tickets now. They're going to be the cheapest they're ever going to be. Do it. We'll be back in just a second. Game 2, Meat Playground and Invictus Gaming.